Last night, President Trump held basically a cabinet meeting at a UFC fight. He took an entire entourage, including Dana White, down to in Miami to the UFC fight. Brought his granddaughter Kai, who's a great golfer, was not at the Masters.
She's University of Miami. Yeah, I bet they're watching the Masters today. University of Miami signee to play golf. I mean, she is an elite golfer.
Yeah, she's absolutely great, and she has a huge following of her own among young people. My kids, that's who they would want to meet. My girls, they would want to meet Kai. But listen, you're absolutely right. He brought some cabinet members with him as well, and he gets this rock star welcoming from every time he goes to UFC.
To me, guys, Trump has taken back sports. I was with him at the NCAA wrestling, the Super Bowl. The reception that he is getting, the Georgia-Alabama football game. Look at this as he's walking in. Oh, and look, and Curb Your Enthusiasm fans who may not otherwise
Tulsi Gabbard's there. Marco's there because he's in Florida as well.
Oh, this is just badass, man.
Yeah, and here's the deal. It's authentic. When Donald Trump comes in, he loves these fighters. We've talked about this before. He likes warriors, and he talks about them not as athletes, but as warriors.
Listen to the crowd. Listen to the reception he gets.
Right now, to a standing ovation, the 47th president of the United States of America, led by UFC CEO Dana White and others, Donald J.
Trump. So there you see him with Dana White, and Dana White actually was on Fox last night on Lara Trump's excellent show, and he talked about what we talked about yesterday, which was Bill Maher getting to meet Donald Trump in person via their mutual friend, Kid Rock, and just how, as we all know, because we know the president, we've met him, we also know people who are wary of the president or think they don't like the president, and then they meet the president.
That's right.
And they like him. Or we know people and we go, I wish you could meet him because he's not the guy you think he is. Here's Dana White talking about that phenomena around Donald Trump.
So the first thing that happens is Bill Maher walks in into the Oval Office, and me and the president were in there, and he has a piece of paper with every name that the president has called him over the last, however many years. There were like 100 names on this list, and it was hilarious. Thank God he had two of them because I had them both sign it, and I'm getting it framed and hanging it in my office. But I think the coolest thing about that meeting and that dinner was two guys who have not liked each other for a very long time, two guys who have many opposing views, got together and sat down and talked, and they talked about a lot of things that they agree on and a lot of things that they disagree on. But Kid Rock and I always say, and you know this better than anybody, nobody walks into a meeting or a dinner with Donald Trump and walks out and doesn't like him. It's impossible. And if you say you don't, you're lying.
It's the charm vortex. You fall into the charm vortex.
It's 100% true. And I think this is so important, the way that people are responding in the sports universe. Trump was controversial in 2016. ESPN tried to turn him into an awful human being. Men are over it.
He had his golf tournaments. Remember the golf tournaments were canceled.
Totally.
Yeah.
And ESPN had employees calling him a white supremacist.
Yeah.
I mean, and now they have to, first of all, cover him walking in with a rock star reception. Yeah. I mean, that was ESPN video that we were playing. But I think it's symptomatic. Look at all this of America healing and people chanting USA and just wanting to be coming together, which is the best thing about sports. You don't really necessarily think about politics, and you like to respect the president. It feels like we're there again.
That's so interesting because you say that. Dana White alluded to that. We had Joe Biden was supposed to be the unity president, right? There was no unity during that time.
Totally.
We had conservatives thrown in jail. We had all kinds of crazy stuff happening. Is this a unity? Is this the next 4 years? Is the Bill Maher convention here at the White House?
Yeah, this is the unifier that no one saw coming.
Yeah.
But what's really interesting about it, and I know a lot of sports guys who don't care about politics, they care about sports, and they care about politics, they care about government and stuff like that, but their real focus is just not that. But they've been, whatever it is, red-pilled or black-pilled or whatever. And to think about where the credibility, who lost all the credibility and all that? The media. Yeah. They will never believe anything the media ever tells them ever again.
And the Democrat Party. I mean, and for a lot of these people sitting watching the UFC fight, they have men fight men and women fight women. The idea that a man would identify as a woman and be able to
fight at UFC.
Men are over it. We're done with the ridiculousness, and I think that's kind of symbolic. Daytona 500, Super Bowl, wrestling championships, the UFC. Overwhelming cheering. Maybe the WNBA All-Star game they wouldn't like.
And I'm a former.
But everywhere else he's got them won.
And I'm a political spouse. Yeah. I'm a political spouse, so I'm attuned to what that can be like. It's always treacherous for a politician to enter into a sports arena with a mixed crowd. A lot of them, as you said, apolitical, and overwhelmingly, people resonate with the fact that A, he embraces his masculinity, and B, he's a warrior himself. That's why he relates to athletes in that way.
So quickly, remember at the NCAA Wrestling Championship, every wrestler came over to shake his hand. To your point, Rachel, they had no idea how they were going to react because it's unscripted. All of them were phenomenal. And again, that story, young men in particular have broken Trump, and I think you see it with these crowds every single day.
But
Great point, unscripted.
Yes. Yeah.
That is actually the key to Donald Trump.
Yes.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.